Manchester City once again underlined their relentless march at the summit of English football with a commanding 3-0 victory over West Ham United, a result that temporarily lifted them to the top of the Premier League table and sent a clear message to their title rivals. Even if only for a few hours, City's performance encapsulated everything that has defined their recent dominance: control, clinical finishing, and a ruthless edge provided by Erling Haaland. From the opening whistle, City played with the confidence of a side that knows exactly who they are and what they want to achieve. The Etihad atmosphere reflected a sense of inevitability as Pep Guardiola's men immediately imposed themselves on the game. West Ham, disciplined and organized in their defensive shape, initially looked determined to frustrate the champions. But City's patience, movement, and technical quality soon began to stretch the visitors. The breakthrough arrived in the first half, and it was no surprise that Erling Haaland was at the heart of it. The Norwegian striker, who has built a reputation for scoring in every conceivable way, once again demonstrated his predatory instincts inside the penalty area. City's build-up was measured and precise, drawing West Ham's defensive line deeper and deeper until a moment of hesitation was punished. Haaland's movement was subtle but devastating, finding space where none seemed to exist, and his finish was as ruthless as fans have come to expect. With that goal, City settled into their rhythm, controlling possession and tempo with authority. The opening goal visibly shifted the momentum. West Ham tried to respond with more aggression in midfield, but City's press was relentless. Every attempt to play out from the back was met with immediate pressure, forcing hurried clearances and turnovers. The Blues sensed vulnerability and pushed forward with increased intensity, probing from both flanks and through the center. It was during this spell that Tijjani Reijnders made his mark on the game. The midfielder, whose influence has grown steadily this season, showcased his intelligence and composure by arriving at the right place at the right time. His goal was the result of sustained pressure and intelligent positioning, a reminder that City's threat does not rely solely on Haaland. Reijnders' finish doubled the advantage and effectively gave City a comfortable cushion heading into halftime. At 2-0, the scoreline accurately reflected City's dominance, though Guardiola would have been pleased not just with the goals, but with the discipline and structure his side maintained throughout the first half. As the teams emerged after the break, West Ham showed a marked improvement. David Moyes' side clearly took encouragement from a few tactical adjustments, pushing higher up the pitch and committing more bodies forward. For a brief period, City were forced to defend deeper than usual, and the Hammers enjoyed their most promising spell of the match. There were moments when West Ham threatened to make the contest interesting, with quick transitions and crosses aimed into the box. However, City's defensive organization remained solid, calmly absorbing pressure without ever looking panicked. This phase of the game highlighted another key aspect of City's title credentials: their ability to manage moments of adversity. Rather than forcing play or rushing into risky decisions, they slowed the game down, recycled possession, and waited for the right opportunities to strike. Guardiola's side understands that control is not always about dominating the ball, but about dictating the emotional rhythm of the match. As West Ham pushed forward in search of a lifeline, spaces inevitably began to open up. City, always alert to these moments, started to exploit the gaps with swift, incisive attacks. The third goal, which ultimately sealed the victory, was a perfect example of this ruthless efficiency. Once again, Haaland was the man to deliver the decisive blow. Timing his run to perfection, he latched onto a well-weighted pass and finished with the composure of a striker at the peak of his powers. That second goal of the game for Haaland not only wrapped up the points, but also underlined his extraordinary impact on City's success. Every time he steps onto the pitch, there is a sense that he could score at any moment, and that constant threat changes the way opponents approach the game. Defenders are forced to drop deeper, midfielders become hesitant to push forward, and spaces open up elsewhere for City's creative players to exploit. Haaland's presence elevates the entire team, making them even more dangerous than before. With the scoreline at 3-0, City shifted into cruise control. Guardiola used the remaining minutes to manage his squad, ensuring key players avoided unnecessary risks while maintaining focus until the final whistle. The result was a professional, polished performance that epitomized City's mentality during this impressive run of form. 7 consecutive wins in the league is no small achievement, and each victory seems to reinforce the belief that City are once again the team to beat. For West Ham, the defeat was a sobering reminder of the gap that still exists between themselves and the very top sides in the league. While their second-half improvement showed character and determination, they ultimately lacked the cutting edge and consistency needed to trouble a team of City's caliber. Moyes will take some positives from the resilience his players showed after the break, but he will also be aware that against elite opposition, small mistakes are punished ruthlessly. From a broader perspective, this result carried significant implications for the Premier League title race. Moving to the top of the table, even temporarily, sends a psychological message to rivals. It reinforces the idea that City are hitting their stride at precisely the right moment. As the season progresses and pressure mounts, experience and composure become increasingly important, and few teams possess those qualities in abundance, quite like Manchester City. The blend of youth and experience within Guardiola's squad continues to be a defining feature of their success. Players like Reijnders stepping up in key moments demonstrate the depth and balance of the team, while established stars provide leadership and consistency. This harmony allows City to adapt to different challenges, whether that means breaking down stubborn defenses or protecting a lead against a resurgent opponent. Haaland's performance, in particular, will once again dominate headlines, and rightly so. His ability to score in big games and deliver when it matters most has transformed City into an even more formidable force. Yet, what makes this team truly special is that the goals and accolades are shared. The collective effort, from defenders calmly building from the back to midfielders tirelessly linking play, is what allows individuals to shine. As the final whistle blew, the sense around the Etihad was one of quiet satisfaction rather than exuberant celebration. This felt like another step in a long journey rather than a final destination. City know that the Premier League season is a marathon, not a sprint, and that consistency is the key to success. Performances like this one, controlled, confident, and ruthless, are the foundation upon which championships are built. For fans watching around the world, the match was another reminder of why City are widely regarded as the benchmark in English football. They combine technical excellence with tactical intelligence and a winning mentality that few can match. Even when faced with resistance, they find solutions, and when opportunities arise, they take them without hesitation. In the end, the 3-0 victory over West Ham was more than just 3 points. It was a statement of intent, a showcase of quality, and a continuation of a remarkable winning run. Whether City remain at the top of the table after other results is almost secondary. What truly matters is the message they have sent. Manchester City are in form, focused, and fully prepared for the challenges that lie ahead in the Premier League title race.